Hi, folks. Nick Tockert here with Art Time with Nick. Give me just a second to do this, and we'll swap this out. All my links can be found through www.nicholastockert.com. And what we're going to do real quick, this is not a normal program, so we need a second. Hide that. Hi. Uh, Before we get rolling, I stumbled across some news that I find both reassuring and genuinely hopeful. This involves Clip Studio Paint. Now, folks who've watched my channel, folks who know me or know Luke Stone, or a few others know that, whoops, got zap this, bam, that Clip Studio will no longer implement an image. I'm sorry, really rewind. I'm sorry, I'm excited. Uh, I'm very, I believe the broad-based development of artificial intelligence will help the world in many ways. However, the AI art generation that is so popular right now has a great flaw in that it is stealing art to reference from artists. They are not being credited and they are not being compensated, and that is wrong. This has caused a lot of issue in the art community. Now, I love Clip Studio Paint, which is it's a one-time buy, at least version 1.1 was. Uh, Great whole art suite. I am very fond of it, and it is my preferred desktop art app. However, they had been developing a image generator, basically their own version of an AI, and they got some pushback. So I want to bring up and read to you the letter that they put out December 2nd. I know this isn't normal, but this is important, so we're going to bring this up. Clip Studio Paint will no longer implement, let me get this so you can see it, an image generator function. They go on to say, we apologize for the anxiety and concern we have caused regarding the announcement of image generator palette November 29th. After initial announcement, we received a lot of feedback from the community and will no longer implement the image generator palette. Here are some concerns we have taken to heart. Current image generation AI exploits other artists' intellectual property and is unusable. This feature will hinder rather than help artists in their creative activities. Using artists' work that is not opted into a data set is ethically unacceptable. The fear is this will make Clip Studio Paint synonymous with AI-generated artwork. Not even artwork, AI-generated work. The existing features that need to be prioritized over image generation AI features, having something unknown in the app I use daily infringing on legal or moral rights is unacceptable. Clip Studio Paint should be an app that takes responsibility for a safe creative environment. The image generator palette was developed with the hopes to provide a new way to experience creativity. However, we neglected to take the necessary considerations. We were so preoccupied with how AI technology could be used creatively that we lost sight of what our core users want from Clip Studio Paint as a creative tool. We would like to sincerely apologize. Celsius will not be implementing any image generator AI features in Clip Studio Paint that present this type of concern and will listen more sincerely to the opinions of our creators. We will redouble our efforts to provide features that can be used with peace of mind by all artists. Folks, before I get into my usual stuff, that's what I want to see when a company goofs up. Okay. I admit I felt very defeated by a lot of the AI art, seeing it run rampant, seeing people use it without thought. And I do understand the appeal, the temptation. However, the idea that it was quick and is quickly being something people try to use to supplement actual paid artists was infuriating and terrifying for a lot of people I deeply care about. Now, I do, like I said, I do believe that artificial intelligence across many spheres will be the future, but this is not how to manifest it, at least not at this stage. It certainly isn't, and to do it while by stealing art from people without their knowledge or consent, or relying on legalese buried in the middle of a terms of service that was never intended for this sort of technology, uh, is sickening. So to see a company go, we started down this route, we heard you, we backed the heck off. I hope that this spreads to other companies. I hope they realize that we will not support it. I'll be honest, I was ready to bail and go back to trying Krita and seeing how well I could stream with Krita, and if necessary, go back to paint.net or an older version of the program, uh, of different art programs. I have many of them stacked away. So, guys, this is good news. This is what's called a win for the artists. We don't get them often. Now, I know, like I said, this is usually my art and happy thing, and I consider this art and happy. So I'm going to just close this up. I'm going to get right back to what I should be doing, which is the artwork for the upcoming week. Nope, not entire screen. There we go. Get that where that's viable, and we'll get rid of me because you don't want to see me. You want to see this, and you want my little art version of me in the corner. And I'll hide this part. You can't see it, but it's a pain in my derriere. And check the comments real quick. Hi, Nick. Joined by Kat Rothwell. Hey, Nick. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, Kat. I would love to hear your opinion while I get set up to do some more images so I can set up my videos for the week, on what you think of both the AI art generation and what it means to people, because you are a tremendous artist, and you're also a wonderful instructor, so you have a great perspective. Oh, thank you. People say that till all you see is the top of my head while I'm hunched over doing the art. But I'm still here. I'm still here, darling. Let me grab this. Oh, hello, Teresa Dunn. Glad to see you too. And yeah, we've got, let's see, I need to move my mic just a bit, get back into this mode. File, new. Going through one of my classic preset, YouTube thumbnail, and we'll just start banging these out. I'm excited. I'm. Kat says, as with the AI, it's bot versus us, and I want us to win. Well, we certainly just scored a big win with Clip Studio Paint, and they actually earned a lot from my loyalty. We need to do a sky. We need to start with a sky. And I'm feeling really I'm feeling bright, folks. I am feeling bright. I am feeling surprisingly hopeful. Let's start with a nice sky. We'll grab our airbrush tool, keep it soft. How big is that? I need a big old airbrush. I don't mess around. And we are working on the first layer, so I will, actually, I'm just going to hide my layers because right now it's real easy. And I'm hiding this to make it easier for you guys to see and me, because right now my the viable part is about an open matchbook or a business card on my screen, and that's okay. But I need a big old yeah, that'll do. And we're just going to zoom right in because I see no reason not to. Now I'm up to about 3x5 card, which I've spent a lot of time drawing on 3x5, 4x6 cards. And those are wonderful. If you're an artist and you want slightly better paper, especially with the cost, I love cardstock. Don't get me wrong. But cardstock has gone up in price so much. It used to be $4 a box package at like Walmart or Meyer or wherever you get it. And I like to draw on cardstock because the paper is very smooth. I don't like a lot of texturing when I'm doing pen and ink because that can make the ink bleed in ununiform ways. Now, it's wonderful if I'm doing watercolor, but pen and ink, when I'm doing most of my pen and ink art, what else do we need here? Oh yeah, we need a bit of white. And we'll come back here. And I am whiting over the gaps. And I know right now it's still pretty consistent. That's okay. We go consistent. Consistent is okay. And I know these are very curvy pieces. That's done with a complete intention. I want that sense of curve because this is going to be a very not quite fisheye, but we're going to get in there. We've got a very happy little curve there. It's going to be our kind of pull the eye up. If you're doing rule of thirds, it should make it real easy to see where we're leaning. But let's see. We do need a sun. And I don't know if I want to plop a sun in the middle there or not. I think I will. I think I'm just going to go kind of old-fashioned, almost kitty with it. Now, that's a very bright yellow. But right now, I'm using a very, very mellow. I love the airbrushes. I dabbled in actual airbrush, and I find them wonderful, but they're messy to deal with, and a touch more expensive than I can lean into right now. So now we can take this, and I want the sun to be interesting. We're not gonna just skimp on the sun and be done with it. We're gonna go to a nice kind of muted orange. We're gonna tighten our spray up. How's that? That looks like it'll be good. And we're just gonna, ooh, I like that. I'm just gonna throw this up there and kind of add these blur lines. And maybe, yeah, no, that's the wrong way. That is the wrong way to go with that. This is why we love our undo buttons, friends. There's no, I mean, in the old days, you had to worry about, well, that's nice. Yeah, that worked very nicely. We're just gonna, my blend tool is a little bigger than I intended it to be, but that's okay. Let's see what this guy does. We can play with it. Because that's one thing digital art should give you, not just safety, but absolute freedom to fearlessly try. Because once you've acquired what you have, and I do love the fingertip one, you get to play with approaches and techniques that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise. And all I'm doing is sliding the smear. It's the literal. If I had done this in chalk or pastel using one of those tools, it would be a little more abrupt. But I'm looking for very distinct, almost anime feeling energy here. And we definitely have that, I think. I it's the hope is to be childlike without being childish in your art. Does that make sense? I want to maintain that sense of wonder and the slight blurred beauty. Now, I understand a lot of that comes to, it took me a while to get my glasses really dialed in. So sometimes I have this slight blur and edge, and one of these days I'm going to get it right where I can draw my the way lights go with my stigmatism, because I think it's a beautiful process. I love this. I think we've scored the background pretty darn perfect. So let's add another layer and then get away from this so we can't swap layers. And let's grab a yes. Let's come over here and we'll grab a paintbrush. And let's grab, what do we want to grab? Do we want to go thick oil? I'm trying to decide if I'm feeling thick oil or if I'm feeling watercolory. Because this is such a soft piece. Um, Let me look at the watercolors. I use a lot of wet wash, although my wet wash size is like uber right now. So let's pull that down. Yeah, that does come way down. No, it doesn't. Nice wet wash. Let's go fairly light, and then we'll add shadow as we go. So we'll grab that. Let's just see if we like this. Oh, that has personality. This is not going to be quite as do I like that? I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I like that. But we'll just add more layers and just see how it goes. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. And the thing is, I may paint right over this. I'm not sure yet because this one is going to be a little different. This is a little more mobile of an image. So let's add another layer. And yeah, it's funny. When I'm drawing, I am very, very regimented in how many layers and what my layers do. When I am painting, my layers get kind of out of not out of control, but they have their own uh, they have their own whole universe to them. And I forgot I need to grab a green. And let's see. Let's start with a nice kind of muted green because I'm gonna be playing a lot. Yep, that's what I was afraid. Either my brush is too small or there's something up. That's okay. It's there. It's just not showing. What tool am I on? Well, that's interesting. No. Okay, then, if it wants to be that way, let's get a little more aggro. I can get aggro. Oh, there we go. That's beautiful. That's a bit more like it. Nothing wrong with getting aggro. Yes, I get aggro with my paints, but do this. And it's right on top. Yes, it is. That's fine. Because I want to take my blur tool and I want to just kind of. Are you going to sign up now? There we go. Blur this around a bit and see what comes of it. Because the blur tool gives me that. I like the way the heavy paint sits because then I can almost sculpt it. And that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like I'm painting. It feels like I'm sculpting. It feels like I'm etching away. That's why you should always, try your different disciplines. I believe all art disciplines feed one way or another into each other. what the when your mind thinks in sculpting, it affects things. The way when your mind thinks in the heavy line work, it starts to affect things. The way when your mind works in uh, ceramics, you start thinking about fragility, and sculpture is great for how how to feel the weight of an image. And I'm very, very pleased about that because it lets me kind of putter with the paint because it's both always dry for everything but my pen, and it's never dry. So I can always smudge it around if I feel so inclined. This needs a bit more like that because I want to keep that sense of movement. I want that feeling. I have a very distinct feeling I'm going for. When I was a little kid, I would lie on the ground. I'd get in all manner of trouble because I'd forever be getting my clothes dirty. But I would lie on the ground. That needs, there we go. A little bit more like that. And I would look at things, which of course is true. Now I would look at bugs and I would look at trees and flowers from extremely close up. And I would witness this sense that there were all these wonderful, amazing little worlds going on that most people never seemed never noticed. They never looked up to realize, hey, there's something here. And I could do this on another level, but I want to do this right here. And yes, don't worry, my buddy the smudge brush will probably come out in a bit again. I'm rather fond of it. But what I did is I did the basis, and now I can use, like, if I were drawing hair on an anime person, which is surprisingly very grass-like because of the chunkiness. I don't know. I might leave it rough. I would use the same kind of thing to try to get the highlights, but there we go. That's not bad. And I know it is a dark, rainy kind of. Let me look. Oh yeah, foggy, rather gross. No fun kind of day outside. But right now, on my little what do you want to call this? I'd call it my painting on my gesso board, but it's not gesso board. It's on my screen. It's it's a beautiful summer day. And I love the holiday season. And I love that it is the holiday season. But right now, I got to go with kind of what my mind's telling me. And what my mind's telling me right now is this: just I have such joy that maybe there's a little more hope than I expected. That I can do something like this. Just do this, it's okay. And play with perception and a bit of playing with scale. Oh yeah, I like that. That'll do for now. You're excused. There you go. And do this. Because when you're building worlds, and I love world building, whether it's in writing or games or exploring my own world in real life, I love world building. because it's where we live. It's fascinating. I'm seeing something here. I have an idea. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I'm going to try. I'm, well, why are you being cranky? Oh, it must be autosaving. Yep, autosave. Okay, every time. Okay, real quick, guys. Let me just go. I don't know. Every time you do an autosave, it's a good time to remind yourself that, yep, it maybe I should take a moment and stretch, because I lean in on my elbows like I'm not supposed to. Sorry, guys. And I got to remember to just take a stretch break. I'm working very much in the micro, and I almost regret not switching out to a slightly broader brush, but it means I get to do things like this and have the control I want. Throw a little ladybug action. Squat little ladybug. Right before it spreads its wings. Holding onto that little end of the stick. I like that. Is it my usual artwork? No. See, do I want to try to line this? I'm going to try to line this. Let's see if I like that. It might take away. Sometimes it happens. But I won't know till I try. Oh. If I were to do this, do I like it? Actually, kind of do. So it's at the starkness of it. I like that. Okay, we kind of slightly giblied this. It needed some lines, but that does not look bad at all. I'm gonna just round this head off a bit. There we are. I like that. I think that's a good one, and we kind of banged it out fast. So I will file. Oh, wait. No, I can't. I have to sign in. Because sometimes the art just comes. And sometimes I goof up and I don't have room for my signature and I realize, oh, did I miss something? Yes, I did. See? There we go. Oh, that's not right. There we are. There we go. That's a fun piece. And please be sure to like this and share it, because I want to get more eyes on the subject matter. Now, I do have my art book did publish today. It went to print, so that means you can find Art and Tales by Nicholas Tucker on my Amazon site. But I think we've got that, so what we will do is we'll export the time lapse, because this was a quickie, wasn't it? This just flew together. But a lot of times I don't have a concept. And this time, as I watch it draw itself in rapid, I kind of knew what I was going for. And that makes me happy. I'll make Mandy happy because I don't have any elements that randomly disappear. That always breaks her heart. Alrighty, so we'll hit OK, and that will later go up into my YouTube where you can watch just the time lapses. I have a whole bunch of them. I'm starting to get a very nice playlist of just time lapsed art. Because one neat thing you can do is you can actually affect the playback speed, and it's easy to slow stuff down on YouTube. So, and it needs a name, so we'll call it Happy Ladybug. Because honestly, that's what that was. That was a happy ladybug. I like it. I'll throw the Nevermind the first. Actually, here, we'll export. We'll do this. We will export single layer as a PNG. And we'll call it Happy Ladybug. And that's exported, so I can use that. That looks good. We'll get that set up. And we'll say OK, because this is just a quickie. And then we'll just come over here now that we've done that. We'll hit the text if it lets me. And we'll go off of Sylphane, which is one of my favorite fonts. Don't get it wrong. But we'll go up to the one I use that I basically, my version of inherited from Brian K. Morris. And we'll go here. And we'll go Nevermind. Whoops, we'll typo. That's what we'll do. We'll put a typo there. Furthermore, and let's see, where do we want to put that part? Because that's pretty, but it needs its spot. And that looks really kind of good. Blink. And then we'll go, because it gets a little cranky sometimes. And we'll go File. And we'll go pow pow. Export single layer PNG. And that should be NTFS1. Whoa, I fumbled that. S1 E70. And that's set to be Mondays. Monday's little thumbnail for Nevermind the Furthermore. And I like to pick the first one. Oh, got a message. Let me see. Oh, all sorts of messages are coming through. That was supposed to be muted, which is what's odd. Okay. Oh, shoot. Nita was asking for a link. That's fine. My friend Nita. Well, it's glitching, but we'll get it there. We will get it there. Because sometimes people ask me for links. So while I'm doing this, I can slightly multitask. I can come over here. I can go New. Illustration 2, YouTube thumbnail. Basically, everything is groovy. Go there. Close that. Do not save that. And we are pretty well golden. And I'll talk about that news again if anybody missed it. Yes. So I'll wait because we should have some more people coming through the door. Now, let's see. We're here. I definitely think it's sketch time and it's seasonal sketch time. So let's get a little festive. Well, sketch or paint? Anyone feeling talkative? Anyone feeling talkative? Doesn't look like it. So let's see what we can do. We need to do something. Oh, that's not. What's that mean that way? Let's see. Oh, because it's still there. Let's go to this tool. That should make things nicer. We have, and that's way too big. We'll go to 7. Alrighty. That's there. That's there. And yes, we, oops. Will, what feels festive? What feels festive? Sometimes I really have it like the earlier, and sometimes I don't know. So let's see. It's got to be all. You know what? I'm going to be silly. If I can't be festive, I will be silly. When in doubt, be silly. One thing I absolutely love, are mecha. Big, stompy robots, hence the name of my book series. And do I like that? I don't know. I'm going to get a little clunky with this. This isn't quite going to be my normal style. This is going to be looser and more organic to start. But what I did here is I blocked in the cockpit. I like to start with the cockpit and decide what kind of unit I'm dealing with. How does it move? What features does it have? I'm thinking we're going to do this. And I'm going to emulate what I would do with missile pods. But it's going to be, oops, are we good? Okay, we're still good. No, we're not. I hit the wrong button. Dang it. We can fix that. It's going to be, and I know it's a little hard to see, but it's going to be set up like presents. Okay, because I'm feeling festive. And then, this is where the big gun would be normally. So we've got our big old cannon going. It's a mecha. You got to have a big old cannon. Well, that kind of latched on there. But we're going to add an addendum to the cannon to make it a cannon decane. Oh, that's terrible. We'll work on that later. We can workshop that joke a bit. That's okay. And we'll give it another candy cane cannon over there. And we'll give it some actuators. And we'll give it some legs. Legs are good. And it can go right off the page. Because again, this isn't a formal picture. This is fun. That's what this is. This is fun. I actually have a few big stumpy robots I put together, and then I did one, and my wife did one, and my son did one. Big stumpy robots, I think, and 2 tanks. But they were all Christmassy themed. And they sit as part of the Christmas village thing. We usually make either a gingerbread village, or I have some of the buildings that I made out of foam core. This year we may get a little more cardboardy with it. But I'm feeling festive, like I said. And I also feel kind of bad because I did that very, very summery piece. We need to do this and this. This block will help lock that down. This part needs to come here because this is how the wheelie part attaches to the bar that raises and lowers the foot. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Like I said, instead of the usual missile pods, we're putting a package on there. I like that. Yes, you did. You caught me live, Carl Witzman. And right now, you missed a very happy little ladybug because I was very excited and I wanted to draw something because I felt happy because Clip Studio Paint has discontinued their image generator, aka their version of an AI, because they realized it was abusive and not right for the artists, and the community would not have it. So that was a major win. Oh, of course. Of course, you have to rewatch it later, too. You're always welcome to a watch, catch it in the rerun. Also, every image I draw, I export if all goes well, and then I try to export to a speedy a time lapse, and then I share the image itself around on my DeviantArt account, which I'm hoping DA will take a lesson from CSP and realize, hey, this is a bad idea. That's good. But I wanted a nice, vaguely festive Big Stompy Robot for a change. And we are well in the realm of a fun little, again, moderately quick picture. I don't want to spend all day today doing these. Well, I do, but I have other duties that involve mundanities such as laundry. Alrighty, so I've got that blued out pretty good. We'll come over here, add just another normal layer, get rid of this thing, and we'll just grab our black and start going to town on this dude. And that also means I can zoom way relatively in. Oh, it says scratchy. Yes, it is. Now you want it when, oops, that one. My wrist spazzed for a second there. You want to make big, oops, why am I goofing up? Because I'm talking about it. Big motions. It's not just the hand, it's the arm, it's the shoulder. That's how you get those nice, consistent lines, folks. Art is an exercise. So when you're doing art, you are exercising. I am also notorious for laying down guidelines like I have here, and then basically ignoring them or just being approximate because I don't want to be hung up on something as silly as a blue line that's going to disappear as soon as I say, okay, no, I've done it this way. Now, this part's tricky because I have to remember to add thickness. There we go. But come over here. I also, my art and Tales book despite some great epic battles with Amazon and possibly some more to come, did successfully publish. And I don't like that line. I like the other line, so we'll do this. There we go. This thing, I was not shoeing my lines nearly enough. There we go. Blue lines are the equivalent of writer's outline. Absolutely. They're there just to give you an idea. Do you like it? Do you not? Sometimes I follow them very precisely if I've been precise. But what I find is it lets me be loose. And I'm actually the kind of person who, for all my appearances, am huge into staying control of my environment and my ideas. There we go. Whoops, there we go. Let's hit the wrong button again. We'll do this. Bring this like that. I like that. We'll connect that down there because that line's going to be there. Now, could I use, I'm doing mecha based stuff. I could use the line tool. And I really could. And I could use it fairly efficiently. It's right over here. But I don't want that look. I want the slight roughness that comes from a hand-drawn image. I want that natural, almost organic kind of errors happen, but they happen because they need to. And I like that. It's like I'm going to play with the light just a little bit because I want it to look a little more interesting. And all I did is mentally take the sun and rotate it a little bit so it's a little closer to facing this kind of bulbous little dude. And I like that. I like that he's a bulbous little dude. You know, not every mech has to be like a Gundam Super Supreme or, you know, a game changer. This is literally a Christmas gift delivery mech. Who doesn't love a Christmas gift delivery mech? My gosh. I may do a few more like this because this is a fun. Oops, hit the wrong button. There's a little button on my stylus, which is very nice, but occasionally can be problematic. We'll do that. Let's move my view around a little bit. Well, let's knock this out while we're here. Sure. This is nice and festive. This has absolutely nothing to do with the religious aspects of the season. This is pure secular fun. And that's okay too. If I felt inclined to do more religious art, I would. And I may later, especially as the season approaches, as the day approaches. And guess what? That's okay too. Also realized I wanted to change the lines on the candy cane. Oh, Nick, there are gaps in your candy cane. Yep. Oh, there are mistakes. It's not 1000% perfect. Yep. I'm not 3D rendering this like, you know, on a computer aided drafting program. I am simply drawing and having a good time. Because creation, it's strange. Being an independent creator means that you have to constantly both remind yourself that you're doing something you love, and then also remind yourself that you also deserve to be paid. It seems like both sides of that are something of a challenge. And the longer I do it, the more I realize it is a challenge because the nice guy part of my brain, the good guy. I don't want to say nice guy because nice guy has different connotations. Wants to simply give everybody everything I can. And I suppose I would if I didn't have people financially who could use, my uh, contributions. My wife is the breadwinner of the family, completely unabashedly, and I have no shame in that. She has a master's degree. I have a bachelor's degree. Well, it makes sense that she would make more. Let me see. Am I at the bottom? Okay, I am at the bottom. But we still live very small because we want to live in a safer area and a less stressed job on her. So to do that, we need to make certain sacrifices. And since sacrifices are made, I try to limit the damage required, if that makes any sense, by making sure if it's something I'm doing that I can be paid for one way or another, I shall be paid for. And I am working on a lot of things that will be coming up in the coming year to offset that. And I'm excited because there's nothing wrong with wanting to get paid for what you do. Regardless of people saying, well, it's just silly, you're having fun. If folks, I hate to say it, but if you're doing a job solely because it makes money and you're not enjoying it, which I have done most of my life, you have two options. Option A, you make dang sure that you have an exit plan and that the money you're making is enough to offset it. You're looking for, actually, you have three because you're looking for an option. Or you find a way to do a job that actually brings you some measure of joy because you're going to spend a lot of your time at it and it's going to have costs. It's like, well, Nick, right now you're just drawing and having a good time. I don't see a cost. Well, right now I am drawing on a Saturday. My family, they're still coughing. This has been a dread bug. Are basically cuddled in the living room. And I am in my study talking to you fine folks. Now, let's come over here real quick and we'll see if I like it without. I like it enough without that I can delete that. Yes. Make that. That's visible. That's where I'm working. Yes. Everything is happy now. And I'm going to do some better line work because now I know what I have and it's dialed right in. Here we go. And I'm using the good pen. That shouldn't surprise anybody here. We need a 10. 10's a good solid line. I was using that earlier. And I can just do this real quick. I'm not doing bad. I'm an hour in to my stream. I have basically 1.5 of the images done. And I read the article for Clip Studio Paint, which I need to get the link, I believe. There we go. We're going to do that. We'll just come here. There we are. That's not bad. We'll do that. We'll do that. kind of like that, even though it wasn't supposed to do that. But I'll just grab my little eraser dude. Whoa, that's not a little eraser dude at all. I must have been working on a big project. That's okay. We'll just clear this out. Doesn't need, as you can see, it doesn't need to be stressful to be fairly good. And this isn't earth-shattering art, but it's also not meant to be. This is something a bit fun. There we go. And that tells me just how cheatery flick I could go if I want to. Let's see. We need my pen back. I need to darken this part right here and get it to there. It needs one of those there. Let's just add some bumpery looking lines over there. One of these. I'm gonna just, instead of fill that, we'll just do that and darken that way. Connect that to the bottom. A lot of my ideas for how I want mechs to look, which obviously this isn't a great example, it's a decent example, are based in construction vehicles. I love looking at the way construction vehicles work. Yes. Someone must say stay well to make the tea. This is true. And I have done my fair share of tea making of late. Do it like that? No, I don't. That's gonna be done in color probably. Now, do we want to try to do the flats that way? Let's try doing the flats that way. We'll keep this on a limited palette. We'll start with red because I have a feeling I'm going to have to come back and whoops, really? That was artful. There we go. Nice. And we'll do that. There. That's nice and festive. Now, I have it set up where my fill tool is very, very forgiving. So there's a lot of that going on. I want to make sure that folks realize that that's going on. Now, let's get a nice green. Oh, that's a little... No, that's not a terrible green. That's a vivid green. We can work with a vivid green. Oops. Boom. There we go. That's nice. I like that. That gives it a little character. And obviously I'm using a very, whoops, wrong button. Very Christmassy looking palette, but that's okay. What do we want to do with that cockpit? Actually, I think I have a decent gold that might just work really well for, yes, let's do this. And I know that looks a little, as it is, it looks a little dim. It looks a little dank. But have faith, my friends. Have faith. Because neat stuff will come from this. There we go. We've got gold there. I want to make the legs red. Not sure. I do not. So that might just be the main theme color of this unit. Let's see. That looks pretty good. And yeah, let's see. We got more. Well, we got more green. Let's just. I'm going to use the little grab tool. And we'll do this. It gets a little muddled. That's fine. That is fine too. That's why we have undo bars. Let's take red. What's my red? Boom. And let's go no, not pink. Very, very red. We'll just be like, boom. One like green, one like red. That makes things a little easier. And then we'll just have to fill in some gaps with some old-fashioned gray, which is fine. Now, oops, that was not the gap I wanted to fill. That was... And I'm, again, just doing some fast stuff that will later this weekend get turned into a bit of fun. I come here, you grab a very light gray. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Oops, that wasn't the one we wanted. We'll hit that like that. That looks good. It's not perfect, but again, not a huge deal. Let's add this. Let's go to our good pen. Actually, do I have a mono pen? Let's go airbrush. That's a fairly good color. Grab a little darker than I normally operate so it shows. Come back here, make sure it's set for multiply. Multiply is your color, your layer shadows. This is what's going to make things work. And you just go, and suddenly everything gets that nice round texture. See? And with it, I can do things like this. I can say, okay, that's the texture lines. That's how the light is running amok on here. That's okay. The nice thing is it usually is influenced by, but doesn't necessarily abide by, the line work. Which gives you this nice, again, almost organic looking look. So we got that. We'll just do this. We'll do this. We'll do that. I see the error. I don't know if I worry too much about it. Yeah, let's come here. Let's grab a white. Let's fix this real quick. Because I see a problem and it will bug me if I don't fix it. Here we are. Close off. Go black. And we'll just... Nice. Alrighty. What else does this need? Oh, actually, quite like that. A little bit of hatching. I haven't done hatching a lot lately. That mixes it up. Adds some more texture to it. Let me see, do I like this? Oh, yes, I do like that. I like that a lot. That works. Now, we need to come over here, add another layer, and we need to go add, I want to say, soft light. And we will grab. We'll make this wide because I'm going to play with it a bit, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right. A nice. What shade should I use? Let's use that. That should be a good shade for now. Let's see, is it doing? Yep, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. So with this, I can add a lovely bit of light shine. And it's going to show up better on colors. But that will add that sense of, ooh. This is what's going to make the more golden bronzy look more golden and bronze. If you want to know more about this, ask your female friends or male friends who wear makeup, because that's a lot of what we're doing here. Understanding highlights can really be gained by watching makeup tutorials. I don't wear makeup, I don't fault people who do, but I do find the art fascinating. That looks surprisingly good. He's a squat little fellow, and I didn't give him feet, but that's okay. So, what does he need? Let's come back to the regular layer. And you know what? No, we're going to leave that right there. I think that's good. Let's go File, Export Time Lapse. And we'll hit OK. And we'll call it oh. Well, wait for that. And yeah, that comes in handy when I work on photos, figuring out that shading. Absolutely. Because what you have is your core image, your core colors, and then you go down a level for shading, up a level for art, and we're going to say holiday robe. Holiday. Yeah. Robot. Yeah, no, holiday Mecca. Yeah, we'll call that there. We'll save that. Oh, that should be art time lapse, because this is a video, and I forgot to put art time lapse at the end. Or all the other ones. That's fine. I can fix it later. All about getting things done. Boom. Now that means a little later I can throw that on YouTube. And that's clicking and whirring. And we'll just come over here. We hit this. Now, probably defaults to Sylphene, which is fine. Boom, 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 boom. And we'll put right here. And let's see. Oh, no, that's a yellow. We don't want yellow. We definitely need. Oh, good. It's staying on Comica. The bright red. Never mind. The furthermore. Come over here. I forgot to sign it. Ooh, I forgot to sign it. Okay, so we'll fix that. And I'm going to come here and I will sign it. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to go right here. Grab my pen in black. Should have signed it on the other one, but that's okay. Give myself a little space. Zoom in and There you go. Well, save as. Holiday. Oh wait, no. NTF S1. That's season 1 for folks who wonder why that. E71. And we're right there. And we are golden on that. And that means I just need one more new picture. We'll do that. We'll get rid of that. Okay, what are we drawing? Okay. Boop. There. Will be for Friday. Ooh, yeah, I know how I'm going to do this chunk. No, I need. That'll do for now. Oh, I gotta shrink this a little bit. There's a reason. Watch. By shrinking it, I can start and complete. But we are starting purple. Lots of choose. Gotta get the choose. Okay. Come over here. I'm gonna grab. Now, what color was that? Just see, the first color was. How do I do that? Oh, it won't tell me what the color was. That's fine. Go. That's a purple pale. I would do violet blue purple. Do some purple pale. We want the lighting like so. That's fine. I'm trying to keep it light so that there's a good overlay. And then we need to pull it down another color. So we'll pull it down here. And this one's going to put my circle in. Going to vignette it a bit. There. Now, get this lovely kind of faint purple sky. Let's get my blur going and see what the blur has to say. Whoops, hit the right button. There we go. And, oh, blur's saying it's time for clouds. Well, then it's time for clouds. That's a little too linear. Man, it's too even. There we go. Let's get that, a little bit of that zigzag in the sky. There we go. Pull that purple in. You want that fluid, dynamic kind of feel. See, I like that. We got that. And now it looks, well, pretty. Had to run into the other room, so the topic will be a surprise. Kind of cool. That happened. I don't hold any animosity. Folks have to leave to the other room. Because after this, I will be going to the other room myself. Boom cha. Now, what do we need? Well, first off, we need a new layer because I'm quite content with that sky. And I want to grab my buddy. Where is it? Ah, there he is. My buddy, the heavy ink. And I'm going to just start with white. And we're going to just... Oh, that's the wrong size. Come on. Have some depth of character, my friend. There we go. We're just going to go straight across. Oh no, it's so stark. It's so, yep. You're going with that? Yep. Nice, relatively stark. Do I like that? Yeah. It's gradual. There we go. That gives it a little bit of character. Now, we have this. We're going to come over here. We can get a really dark brown. Do I want the fully black brown? That's brown number 4. Let's just pop that. And I'm doing this. Note how it's pulling the white up already? Oh, I don't know if I like that one. Yeah, we'll work with it. Now we have a bit of the root. Now we're going to come over here, get ourselves a good, and we're walking in some dark places, but walk there fearlessly. Don't be afraid to walk fearlessly into some dark places. Sometimes, when it's time, you just walk fearlessly. Now we're just going to throw this bunch of right like that. Right like that. And all I'm doing is V, little v, big V, consummate V's. I said consummate, dang you. Like that doesn't match. Don't worry about it. I'm not done yet because I've realized things. That one's got the. I'm still keeping it very pine-like, but I like the pines. Pines and I are old friends. Let's give that barren part a little bit of time. Oh no, it just looks like scribbles. Johnny says, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death and I fear no evil because I'm blind to it all. Well, ignorance is a comfort defense. I mean, I find it's better to be aware of what's out there and then plan accordingly. Now, these guys are kind of haphazard, but it's good to see you, Johnny. And if you missed the big news, Clip Studio Paint decided they would not be. That brush just needs a little love. There we go. They decided they will not be having a in-house AI thing because basically, I think they lost a whole lot of people. They're trying to launch a new subscription service, which is wrong. But they did, to their credit, listen to the artists. And that's something that doesn't happen nearly enough. That's a little too green. Let's get this lighter black there. We'll just do this and kind of. A couple of these trees could use some thickness. And you know I'm down with thickness. Pow, 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 pow. There we are. It's a nice thing I can fix some things as I do it. Oh, that's the wrong color. I don't want that color up there. I want my goofy dark green back. And we're just adding some very well off trees. I don't like my trees to be happy. I like them to show signs of being healthy and happy. And these guys, they're a little beat up. And that's okay. I'm a little beat up. I'm not going to bash on some trees for being beat up. We got a lot going on in the trunk line. Now, What else? Because we have good space for the next uh, logo. Lots of logo space. And because this is, semi-practical art and that I have a purpose for it, it isn't terrible to have, purpose for it. There's some green stuff, and we need some brown stuff. A little more light-looking brown stuff because, it's that time of the year. Get some brambly bits sticking up out of the snow. I like that. That's not bad. And we'll come over here, and we'll now possibly ruin everything. Let's get some snow up in those trees and see how that works. It's not bad. Because a lot of it's grow. Now, normally, like I said, a lot of times guys like this would have a mountain behind them, but I'm not going to do that. I want the sky to be kind of front and center. It's like, but Nick, why are you putting white for the grass? Because I've been out in the woods too many times and seen the bushes and things have turned all white. Now, we need something else here. Oh. Does that say Johnny? Oh. Let me hide that and I'll read it. People who want it will find it somewhere else. I just quit thinking about it. That makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that either. I basically treat it like having a big dog in the neighborhood. I like to know where problems are, but I don't dwell on them. Now, this, let's see, let's go black. Yeah, that's the right color. That's the right color right there. I'm just gonna. Oh, I need a wider brush though. Oh, Lo-Fi, nice art. Thank you, Lo-Fi. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hey, Carl, everybody's greeting each other, so that's cool. I'm just doing some very mellow artwork on that I'll use as my thumbnail for my morning talk shows on this channel where I talk to authors and other creatives. Play with this just a little bit. This isn't a big body of water. Just enough to be interesting. And it needs something. What does this body of water need? Oh, I know what it needs. I know what it needs. I love when a picture suddenly starts to reveal itself to me. Yep. We're just going to pencil in. Yep, just like that. A nice little bridge. Like a bridge over black, goofy water. There we go. And we'll do this. This will make a little walk bridge. Nothing too ornate. We'll just do that. Give the feeling of a bridge. There we go. That's nice. I like that. Now we'll do a light gray. We'll just kind of do some of this number over here. There we go. I'm leaving some right in the water, a little bit of highlight. And with every highlight, you have to have a little bit of dark because the sun's kind of just. There we go. Nice little trail through the woods. Possibly to grandmother's house. I have not confirmed this yet. We'll do that. Because again, this is the feel, not necessarily the actual. I'm doing this very old style, very limited palette. Not limited palette, limited layers, just digging into it because you got it sometimes. Now, this needs some things. This needs some things to get my flow right. What do we need? Oh, I know what we need. We need, and let that, let's get slightly warmerish. Let me try this fella. Give ourselves a wanderer. Just a little fella. I like him. He looks cold though, so we're gonna give him just a bit of a scarf. I think I went a little big on that. That's fine. Let me. Geez, I'm doing that with a 40-point brush. That's insane. Do this. That's not bright enough dark. It has to be dark enough to show. There we go. And give him a nice little floppy hat. Yeah. Yeah. And let's give him. He needs something. Because he's out. And he's walking. Let's say. What shall we say about this little fellow? I like this fellow. Because he's very much a little distant friend. Let's give him. Oops. Well, wait. There we go. Let's see. Oh, I want to use a different color there. A little brown backpack. Because he's an adventurer. And because it's one of mine, we'll give him a walking stick. This is very traditional paintery. Like he's out and about. Just going for a ramble. I'm thinking I need to do that. And then, because it's starting to get dim. Oh, is he the lamplighter? Is that who he is? I love finding out about characters. He is the lamplighter. So what he's going to do, he's been walking around, and all he's doing, and we're going to come. I've added a different layer because I'm playing with light again. Heaven help me. We'll try soft light again. Maybe soft light is quite what we want. Oops. Let's see what hard light looks like. Hard light works well. And we're just going to throw some hard light around. Make it a little more apparent. That's nice. We can even add just a little bit over here. Just a little bit on him. Like so. That's nice. Isn't that nice, guys? Oh, God. Poor coughing souls, I feel for them. Been there. Yes, that's Mandy and Xander, and they have been sick now for a week and some change with this dread bug going around. It is not the unspeakable. They have been tested for that. But unfortunately, they are not feeling terribly well. And I've been saying that might work, though. I'll play with the snow a little bit. Yeah, it needs a little bit more snow to both delineate the individual trees. and give just a bit more shape. But it's a fun piece. Nice. Those lanterns warmed it right up, didn't it? And it needed that, I think. And that's one thing I like to do. I don't just draw or paint. I try to find the story. Oh, that was a mistake. Put that right back. And kind of tell it. Because I don't know about you, but I can literally feel the kind of cold coming off of the scene. And that's what I want. This is not anything hyper or elaborate, and that's good too. This is just a fun little, I keep thinking of that Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. And I used to be able to quote the whole thing, but I can't quite right now. My memory is not what it used to be. Oh, what's my pen? Oh no, I need this that way down there because I need to sign this guy. See, this here is a little. It needs something over here. Maybe just a tree that didn't do so well. Now that takes from it. And yep. Now that's not coming out right. I don't like any of that. Well, let me just do. There we go. Yeah. And let's get my pen just a bit smaller. I don't need that big a pen. Not to sign my name. Just a little patch of snow over here. And yes. Went forward with my arcs today. That's interesting. There we go. I have the. Oh, he did come out dashing, didn't he? For a bit of absurdist. Oh, you have to plan at least 70% of the whole image, like the control freak child I am. And sometimes I do. A lot of times, though, I just I don't. I'm going to come here. I'm going to say okay, because I know that's going to look good. Give it a second to give me the option. Very soon I will be probably having to call it because I want to go take care of the family that is sick and the fact that my internet's being just a touch dodgy. So I'll do that. And we'll call this one Lamp Writer's Bridge. And art time lapse. This is actually one of my favorite ones. I had a great deal of fun with this little guy. Not like it's the most skilled or anything, but it just was a fun piece. And thank you guys. I love being able to kind of talk through to you guys the stories that are born as I do pieces like this. So that's good. I need to hit File, Export Single Layer PNG. Writer's Bridge. And we'll do that. we'll say okay. And we'll say okay. And now, of course, we have to come here and ruin the whole picture. But one does not waste one's work. So we come over here, we let that gobble goop, and we will need the red. Probably. I might try to make it fit better, but we'll see what happens. And we'll go, shrink this down. And of course, never mind. Furthermore, that's not good. That's not a bad spot for that. So we'll do that. We'll put that there, and we will file export single layer ping NTF S1 E. Oh, something went wrong. Well, that's good to go because this should be 72. Save. Hit OK. And hit OK because that's there. Something went wrong. Recent. Did I not save the image that I just did? Well, I'll find that later. Worst comes to worst, it is preserved here. And if I have to pull a screenshot of my own stuff because I made an error, would it be the first time? But before we wrap up, for anybody who didn't catch the news, Clip Studio Paint has removed their AI generator. They will not be doing that as they realized it was bad for the community and did a delightful apology. Other than that, I will see you guys very soon, probably Monday, for the historic, not the historic, for never mind, the Furthermore at 10 a.m. on this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be taking care of people. I'll have a good day. You have a good day too, Carl. Bye, folks. Keep drawing because if you draw, you can fix it. But if you, but you can't edit a blank page. So see you soon.